Hey guys, what's up? Airsoft Idiots got another gun review today. Today it's of the G&G M16-A2 Plastica series. Now let me just say this is not a combat machine. This is a G&G Pro line, but it's their Plastica series. Basically it has all the same internals as their Pro lines. For those of you who think the combat machines have the same internals, they do not. I've looked in them. I've looked in this one. They are completely different, so don't get fooled, guys. But the only difference between this and the Pro line version is the outer body is plastic. That's the only difference. So, and I would actually recommend this version just because this gun's pretty light. You can run around with it all day, but it's also very sturdy, right? It's G&G quality. Let's start with what you get with the gun. You're going to get the gun, of course. You're going to get G&G's signature high cap mag. It's a little bit bigger than standard high caps, a little bit elongated. It holds around 400-ish rounds. Nice thing about it is it does have little trademarks, 556 on it, which is pretty nice. Gonna get a barrel condom, which this one came cracked in the front, so kind of useless. You're also gonna get your jamming rod, pretty long to accommodate the full length inner barrel. Now we got this gun on e-bike for $170, which is a great deal because this is an excellent, excellent weapon, let me tell you. But $170 on e-bike, no battery or charger for $10 more. They have a little thing on e-bike where you can get a battery and charger, but I would not recommend doing that. We got this thing right here. This is a UFC Butterfly 8.4 volt, and it's just crap, to be honest. It doesn't hold a charge. I charged it up on my smart charger, got about 7 rounds out of it, and then it died. It might just need more charging. I'm not sure. Maybe there's something wrong with my smart charger, but so far, not very impressed. It also came with a small type end, but yet the gun is wired to large type, and they didn't even bother sending in adapters, so luckily I had one to even use it, but kind of pointless in my opinion. But let's get over that. Let's get to the gun, which is what you came to see. Start from the front to the back like usual. You have a standard birdcage flash hider with the small cut in the back, or the bottom, like most real M16 flash hiders have. So if you get this, don't think it's broken. It is a full metal flash hider, which is nice, and the end is just painted orange, as you can see. You can remove it with a small Allen key. I think it's like a 1 millimeter Allen wrench. You can remove that, and there's probably glue under there, so put some hot water on it. It'll twist off. It's 14 millimeter counterclockwise. There are spacers, so you can add like a silencer and get it aligned properly. The outer barrel here is threaded. I'm not sure what kind of threads, but if you wanted to put some kind of over barrel silencer, you could. And the front side is the standard triangle post. This is removable, unlike on the combat machines, so you can remove it if you really wanted to for RIS units and such. There's a sling mount attached to the back, wobbles around. The whole front handguard here is, G&G's standard plastic, very good. It's like nylon injected or something, but whatever they do to it, it's very solid. There's no wobble. The delta ring is a real style delta ring, so you can put, aftermarket upgrades on it. It's pretty loose, but it's tight enough to keep the front end sturdy, but it is pretty easy to pull back on. There is a fake gas tube that goes all the way to the front. This is the A2 design, so the carry handle is fixed. My only gripe about this model is up here it is a little bit thin, and it is plastic, so if you were, say, to land somewhere around here, this might break. But it's sturdy enough where you can carry it by the carry handle, which is pretty nice. You got great G&G trademarks and logos. I think they're painted on, but I mean, they're not going anywhere. Going to the other side, you got your standard mag release, functioning bolt, no bolt catch on this model, the hop up in there. One thing about the hop up was the wheel was pretty tight. So, it was tight enough where I actually had to take the whole inner barrel out to adjust it. But yeah, just a little thing to worry about. Back sight here is just like any other M16 M4 back sight. You got 2 apertures. You can adjust it elevation and windage. Forward assist does nothing. Now, in stock here is where the battery's housed, like usual. It is a different material or coating than on the body and the hand grips. It's like almost a texturized finish. It feels pretty good when you're shouldering it. It's a lot different than the smoother receiver and the front handguard. But yeah, the battery's housed in here. You got a sling point back here. You just open up this trap door. One thing about the trap door is it is kind of tight. You do have to kind of rip it open. I was afraid of doing that when I first got it. I thought I'd break it, but no, it's just a little bit tight. Like I said, texturized back here. It is wired to large type, and there's a lot of wires in here too. Especially if you're going to be running a small battery, you're going to have to get an adapter, which, like I said, it did not come with an adapter, but it came with a small type battery. As you can see, a lot of wires in there, but they all fit back there. You can fit a pretty big battery. There's a lot of space. Right now we're fitting. I got an 8.4 volt NiCad, and those are pretty big batteries. So you can fit basically any battery you want. As for lipos go, I would just use a 7.4 if you're going to use one. My personal opinion about lipos is no gun is lipo ready to 11.1. 11.1s just kill your gun in my opinion. So if you want the best performance, use the 7.4 or 9.6. Now for performance on this gun, it shoots around 380 to 400 FPS with a .2, but it's got a very effective hop-up and a pretty long barrel, so I would suggest you use .25s or higher. Internally, it is a standard G&G version 2 Pro line gearbox. It's almost identical to a combat machine. The only difference would be the spring guide, and then the whole cylinder unit. That's the only difference between the Pro line and the combat machines. And the inner barrel too, that's a different story. But I'm not going to do an internal review on this gun, mainly because it's just a standard G&G Pro line gearbox. If you wanted to look it up, you could. But if you guys really want one, just leave a comment below and I will do one for you. But yeah, overall, I mean, this is a pretty good gun. This is gonna, do better than any Chinese JG gun out there. It's got a really sturdy plastic body. It's got that M16 look. It's completely solid. It performs excellent. Like I said, my only gripe with it was this front part could break off just because it's plastic, but other than that, this is a really good gun. It's lightweight, almost anyone can use it. It's, simple to use. Put a mag in, switch it off safety, and shoot it, alright? I mean, it's just a really great buy for $170 too. I mean, you could spend $180 on a JG, and that gun will suck compared to this thing. So yeah, I can highly recommend this gun to anybody who wants like an M16. It's solidly built, it performs great, it's just overall a great gun. One last thing too, when I was shooting this gun, it's kind of weird, but it sounds different from all my other AEGs. I've heard a lot of AEGs, and this one just sounds different. It just sounds so cheesy and terrible. Not that there's something wrong with the gearbox, it just sounds funny. So if you do get this gun and shoot it, it just sounds really funny. That's just another gripe I had with it. But other than that, yeah, great gun for $170 on e-bike. Other retailers, I can highly recommend it. So, if you want one, go get it.